Hi, my name is Stacy Jane Saggers, and I come to you from Kantar as the Commercial Growth Director. I have just spoken at IMC. What a fabulous conference. What I spoke about today was 10 insights from Kantar's 2025 Mzansi Barometer report. We covered all things from how South Africans are feeling, through to how households are managing their budgets, through to what brands can do to be a part of the national solution. So I guess the biggest takeout is that South Africans are really struggling with some very big issues, things like crime and violence, the rising unemployment rate, the rising cost of living. And one of the big things that brands can do as the custodians of some of the biggest budgets in our country is to be a part of nation building and a part of the solution. And we've seen some amazing examples of how brands are really showing up to do that over the course of today. And I really feel like brands are rising to that kind of challenge. Another insight would be that, well, the one that a lot of people laughed about was that South Africans are actually spending less money on alcohol, which is interesting because during the time of COVID, when we ran the barometer, and you'll remember there were no alcohol sales allowed at that time. And when we asked South Africans whether they were drinking less, they said yes, but we saw in the data they weren't. Whereas now we can actually see in the data that South Africans are truly spending less on alcohol. I think we're going to continue to see brands step up. What I've seen in the room today has been hugely inspiring. We've seen really big brands giving examples not only of great ads, but of ads that have been some sort of contributor to building up our country. So I think we're going to see more of that. And I think we're going to see more consumers expecting to see more of that from brands. Consumers are more and more expectant that brands be a part of that solution. You know, through another study, we know that South Africans don't depend on government to come up with the solutions that they're looking for. They depend on brands, and they're not wrong because brands have done that in our country. So the expectation has already been set. And I think that not having a voice in the face of the type of challenges that South Africans are faced with is very loud, and brands know that. So they're equally getting involved for their own sake, but also because they want to invest in this country.